There's an old idea that you have to rescue your dead father from an abyss. And that's sort of associated in some sense with the Nietzschean idea of the death of God. When every generation goes through its crisis of meaning. So the question is, well, where do you find the spirit that revives? And the answer is, in the darkest possible place. And see, this is where I think that conservatives go wrong. My lectures, well, tonight wasn't a particularly classic example, but my lectures tend to be very dark. There is darkness in this one. I mean, there is an inalienable reality of finitude and suffering that characterizes people's lives. And it's not surprising that they become bitter, they become embittered and resentful. And that has to be forthrightly examined as deeply as possible before anything optimistic can emerge. Because you have to say, look, I understand why you feel the way you feel. But despite all that, and all of that is a lot, that proper antidote is the ethical way of life. And not only is it the proper antidote because it's your duty, which is another thing that conservatives stress, it's deeper than that. It's because it actually works. You know, you need a meaningful life. It's not optional, because that combats the suffering. And more than that, if you lead a meaningful life, which means to adopt responsibility, almost inevitably, you actually make things better. And so you can take people down to the bottom of the abyss and you can say, it's no wonder that you despair given your finitude, but there's so much possibility that surrounds you that you can make something of that regardless of the reality of its horror. And you do that with responsibility. And people understand that. And so it isn't just a call to making things better. It's not a call to a utopia that's produced by human imagination. It's the insistence that without the proper engagement in truth, that your life will degenerate and you will end up embittered and in hell. And so the conversation just hasn't been serious enough, I would say. And that's especially bad for young people.